Alright everybody, welcome back. This is episode 4, I guess. Right now we're working on expanding the base. We're still at the primary base. And I'm looking around, and what I'm doing is I'm looking at not liking that overhang, so I'll probably get rid of it. So what am I doing here? Let's get running. Yeah, I really don't like that. I'm gonna go ahead and just take that down. It's too much of it's not needed space. First things first though, let's start getting more material going up to the main production facility. Alright. So the thing is what I'm doing right here is I want to expand for concrete. And, make a concrete constructor. And the concrete, it takes that ganji, I don't know how you pronounce it, Gange is what it is. And it turns it into concrete. And you can mix it with different stuff and make different kinds of concrete, but in the end it's just concrete. Oh look, here I go, I forgot to plug in my constructors for the plates that I was trying to make. Well, probably was a waste of about 20-30 minutes of production time. Not a big deal. There we go. And those should go to the connexes that I have down below, or storage containers. So here we go, let's work on that, bringing in that concrete. Now, initially I was going to bring it in like I brought in the ganji stuff. I was going to bring it in like I bring in the normal ore and stuff like that, but it doesn't need processing in the same way, and it doesn't create a product in the same way. It kind of is an intermittent product unto itself. So I ended up, as you see right here, I'm modifying it so that it will, the conveyor system, so that it'll bring it in directly into that intermediate part of my storage system. I had to add some of those conveyor things because I didn't have enough, and I didn't have any there. And another thing, when you don't have the jump pack and stuff like that, it really makes it difficult to do these builds at height. So you end up doing a lot of running around on the ground so that you can try to get high enough to make sure that your conveyor belt or that your conveyor lifter is at the right height to do the job. Again, this is for concrete. There we go. Turning it on. Well, I'd still need to plug it in, but here he goes, getting rid of that overhang. I just don't like it. Make it go away. It's gone. There we go, close the loop. We now have, once I get the concrete machines plugged in, we will now have concrete running there for our use. Next, what we're going to do here is we're actually going to create my first real power distribution or power generation area. Generation node, I guess you could call it. It's not going to be anything really spectacular right now because it's too new. And then this thing was in my way, and it wouldn't run. I kept, and I fell. Of course I fell. Come on. Get up there and punch the little dude. Normally when you hit them, these guys run off. I don't know if this was just a glitch or what. But I sat here, and then of course since I only have the Xeno Zapper, it took forever for him to go away. Because it's not moving. I can't build the power node with it there. Tried punching it in the stomach even. Come on, hurry up. It doesn't want to die. There we go. Finally got rid of it. I wish they dropped something like the other creatures did when you killed them. But I guess they're supposed to be benevolent, and they're not. You're not supposed to be rewarded for killing them. But whatever. So here we go, continuing on, building out this platform. And at this time, I'm only going to build out 6 biomass burners, which will be more than I have on the ground currently. So once I have them hooked up and everything, it will be a net increase in power, even though I will be removing 4 biomass burners from my system in the end. Actually, how many do I got there? Is that 5? So I had to go grab material, and I had to, because I didn't have a way to get up there. There you go. Let's install a ramp. That way I don't have to make a hole in my floor every time I need to come back up here. So right here I'm making the part of my power plant that will automate or somewhat automate the delivery of the solid biomatter to the power plants. So I'm building a platform. The constructors are going to get built here, basically doing the same thing that they were doing on the ground, but now it'll be a little bit more organized, and I like it. So this was my first attempt to set it up, and it's obvious it's, I mean, there's not enough room here. See that, like, the idea behind this was to put another constructor, but there's not enough room to put another constructor, and especially not enough room to put any kind of storage. And I really need a Connex there to store all the materials, so I had to just undo it and start over again. Or not start over, but add material. There we go. So I like starting off with those storage containers before the constructor to make the biomass and then the solid biomass, because that way I have a place to go and I can collect 1,000 logs and 5,000 leaves, and I can just dump them inside here and it will just produce the biomatter that I need to power my power plants. This is the first time where I could really go out and go kind of hog wild on collecting material for power. I wanted to fit a storage facility for just the biomass, but the broom just didn't exist. So, like, I start out here doing it, but then in the end I decide that it's not feasible. So I just go straight from the constructors that are making the biomatter to the constructors making the solid biomass. I like that buffer, but in this case it just didn't happen. There was just no way it was going to. There you go. See, now there's enough room for some storage. That way I can overproduce the solid biomatter so that the plants can continue to function even when I'm away for an extended period of time. And of course I installed the splitters backwards. There we go. With the speed of light. Hook them all up. And go down and start disassembling the power system from below. There you go, flipping all the breakers because there's now no power plants. That's okay. We're gonna turn everything on here. go. Get rid of some leaves and some wood, get stuff being built, put some more of that solid biomatter that I found inside the container, and go and make some stuff for the mine. Now what we're going to do here is we're smelting the stuff to turn it into copper. We're going to turn it into copper ingots, going to place it inside the Connex, or the storage container. Storage container is going to hold it. Oh, here we go, walking slow at normal speed. What's going on? Nothing. Well, I guess there's a look at the extent of the plant so far. It's pretty simple. So at this point in time, I'm making copper rod. The copper rod is needed for copper wire, which is needed for cable, which I need to move my power plants around, or not my power plants, but the power from the power plants to the individual, factories. So there we go. It's now connected to the storage container. Still pretty fast. I might need to keep slowing it down a little lower. Oh, this was just for making rods. It wasn't even for making... I thought that was for making copper, but it's not for making copper yet. Right now I'm just working on the iron. So I guess next thing coming up, it's going to be the screws. Now for the screws, I'm going to have to get the rods delivered to the main factory, so that's what I'm doing here. This is the first cycling of material back into the main facility. Gonna run like a chicken with my head cut off, but I'm gonna try to build. And it won't build here. It's too tall. It runs into something up above that won't allow it to construct there. And this should have been the final nail in the coffin of, okay, I need to move my facility, especially, considering that I was giving up pure resource. But I decided to, whatever. I'll just go on with it. So I was never able to utilize that power node. Or not power node, excuse me, the resource node. So here we go, another expansion to the base. What are we going to be creating here? Oh, I'm going to connect the back end first. Here we go, running around. Had to go collect more resources, ran out. More material. Back. Gonna expand the base. Now the problem here that I ran into was obviously that there was another drill site in the way. So I had to make I had to elevate the platform. Now usually when I build my, like I said, I do a mega base. I've said that before in a previous video, but one of the things that I do is that all the constructs happen on a single floor, and then the assemblers have their own floor, and then the manufacturers have their own floor, and then like I usually put the blenders in the more advanced ones, like the quantum encoder and stuff like that. I put them all on that third level, but we'll see, because there's so many more parts to construct in this game that they might have to have its own level above the manufacturer to use it properly, but we'll just see. I think that's plate. Looks like I'm probably going to be trying to... What am I going to do here? Making more conveyor belts, that's for sure. Out of material, off to get more. Look at me go. There we go. Going. I was out of plate. Oh well. So here we are making that rolled iron sheet that's needed to make platforms in this mod, which is very important. So I'm trying to block off areas where I can fall. That's generally the idea, is I'm trying to create a safe spot where I can kind of run around and not have to stare at the ground while I'm playing. Especially when I'm setting up these conveyor belts as they get taller and taller before you get the hover pack or the jet pack. It's really important to, you know, I guess have a safe environment. There you go. Safety in a video game. Who would have thunk it? Alright, there we are, just checking things out. What are we going to build? How are things going? We're going to build screws. And I jumped down the side. Another crusher, expanding out here, because this one can actually support 2 crushers because it's a pure resource. So that's what I do, I hook up 2 crushers. See, I'm already having to run some janky conveyor belt direction stuff here, but I don't like redoing things unless I absolutely have to. So I just dealt with it. More material going ahead. Yep. Make it more concrete. There we go. And this should be for copper. Let's take a look at what it says when we start. 3 machines, 3 smelters, making copper ingots. There we go. Get that going. Storage facility. Like I said, I like to have a storage facility right behind the smelter or the constructor, whatever's creating the unit. I just like having that depth because then when I overtax the system, it has a buffer to continue to function while I fix the issue. So here we're off, just trying to find resources that I don't have because I'm waiting for the factory to build stuff. Found some sulfur. Here's Ada.
Unknown chemical element collected. This non-metallic and multivalent element seems to be present only in a solid state, and exhibits a most pungent smell. It is fortunate fix-it helmets are of such high quality. Store this potential resource for later use.
Clearing off that resource node so that I can build another mine on there. don't even know if I've got the resources. Yeah, I do. Why did I turn it around that way? I couldn't tell you. Oh, I think because I was originally going to send it down here. Let's see how I actually end up doing. Oh, look, it's a spider hole. There's got to be something in here. There's always something underground. Yeah, drop down a save. Because that's what I do. Save a lot. You'll see that. I don't know what kind of spider is going to be in here, but it looks like, oh, it's just this one. It's unusual. Usually there's several of them, or there's a big spider. But I got lucky. It's just the single. It's a new material again.
Unknown
What was
metal
that?
collected.
Aurora light?
This metallic element is showing properties similar to
Aurora
those in
Vite?
Group 11 on the periodic table, such as high conductivity and malleability. Store this potential resource for later use.
Get immerser spheres.
The astrobiologist Dr. D.M. Mercer was the first to recognize the presence and probable nature of these alien artifacts. These chain-melted state spheres are named in his honor. Each sphere emits a unique signal and will require study to determine local application.
Yeah. Alright. Let's go ahead and expand the base a little bit more. I want to try to keep the constructors in line. I don't like it when things get out of line. It's just easier to line everything up if you have it straight and in order. There are other ways to do this. This is the way I like to do it. This is the way I've done it. Out of resources. Go find some more. There we go. We're back. We got them. Filling it. Wait a minute. More pieces. What are you doing? Just sitting still. There we go. Alright. So I got all that connected. Now, why did I put another one of those there? It doesn't make any sense. Am I crazy? I think I'm crazy. Anyways. Got everything set to make copper rod. Hooking up power. Yeah. There we go. They're all plugged in. Let's get ready for the next factory system to build. There we go. Yep, just build it out. It's easier. Should all be for copper rod. Let's go down. We're gonna connect the conveyor belt lifter down here so we can connect it to the Connex and have all our material stored. Alright, let's hop up here and take a look. And I fall. Of course I fall. Far, far. I think this is where we're gonna call it, people. We'll pick up here on the next episode. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought. How did it go? Do you like my commentary? Do you not like my commentary? Do you like Eevee? Do you not like Eevee? What could have I done better? What could have I done worse? Thank you for watching. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.